How are you all doing? Greetings from the Peepo Coin channel. I hope you have a fantastic day. It's Monday, May 12th, people. Some may claim that we are halfway through the bull run, but we have a lot to cover in this episode. Yes, we do price charts for XRP Ripple breaking news. I've got you covered. We're going to discuss it. We will discuss Facebook's actions because guess what? According to President Trump on Truth Social, stable currency will soon be introduced to Facebook, or let's say Meta users, and then the games will start. Without further ado, take a seat back and unwind. Let's get started with Bitcoin. I'm trading down a little bit here. Ethereum is close behind it at $2,530, so there's nothing to be concerned about. As XRPs, USDT and USDC are both coming in at 99 cents. In fact, they're still showing some green on the 24-hour chart, up more than 2.8% to $2.45. The entire market value of cryptocurrencies is $3.36 trillion, people. This will be repeated by XRP. One of the most bullish charts in cryptocurrency, if not the most bullish, is that of XRP. You should focus on these two charts, which are the disposable cycle. That's all you need to know about XRP and Bitcoin. All you need to know is that Bitcoin is rising significantly. We'll have faith. We will reach 200,000, if not very nearly. On Wednesday's live webcast, we'll go into additional detail about this. My goals for Bitcoin in this cycle, and by this cycle, I mean we are discussing 2025 XRP. I really believe that we will witness a double-digit XRP, having previously been in the 8 to 13 camp. I do think that XRP will reach $10 or more soon. I have therefore raised my bottom price goal for XRP from 8 to 10. We're still in the 10 to 13 range. However, I think there is a very real probability that XRP will rise to that $15 to $20 price level. The live stream on Wednesday will go out all of this. Much more of this material is also shared with the Patreon group. This was released yesterday, therefore you should visit Patreon if you haven't already. We discussed the price targets. The last breakout is on the horizon. We have released another one outlining what Bitcoin is likely to bring. Bitcoin is on the verge of making a huge, explosive upward move. And this was released by Donald Trump. Let the games begin, he says. That's correct. It's all about you. I get chills from this. Trump posts this on real social media. Now let's start the games. It makes all of his stuff amusing. I suppose he posts everything there since he owns True Social. Recall that it's amusing that Elon and Twitter prohibited Trump from posting when he was banned. This must have been more than 4 years ago. Trump so created Truth Social, his own Twitter platform. Thus, we tweet there. Elon allowed Trump to return to Twitter. Despite working for Trump, Elon, yes, I believe that because he operates a platform for Yulins. Doesn't it make sense? But let the game start, and we'll find out. I suppose this is one of the games we're discussing. It's been reported that Mark Zuckerberg is looking into integrating Bitcoin, which has brought us 3 billion people. Let me just quickly state something here. First, Facebook Meta, as we call it here, will fully incorporate cryptocurrency. Secondly, they won't. It won't be simply Bitcoin. Everyone emerges, and they will all spin their own tales about why this is exclusive to Bitcoin. It's not just Bitcoin. They will employ stable currencies such as Bitcoin, as well as alternative cryptocurrencies such as XRP, Salam, and Chainlink, depending on the demand and what the public desires. It's that easy. They will not just say Bitcoin only. That isn't how it operates. When these journalists, who appear 99% of the time, mention Bitcoin, they are misrepresenting what was actually stated, since he most likely said, Mark Zuckerberg, which is probably what the headline should say. According to rumors, Mark Zuckerberg is looking at integrating cryptocurrency for Metastore's billion users. That should be saying that right now. You should read the post on XRP's price forecast if we reach a market cap of between $750 billion and $3 trillion immediately if you haven't already. This breaking news follows. Treasury Secretary Besnett affirms that the U.S. is concentrating on its strategic priorities while pursuing selective economic independence from China. This is enormous. The next bullish indicator for these markets, particularly the stock markets, to accelerate is the tariff war, tariff gate, or whatever you want to call it. After that, Crypto Insight published this, saying, "Look, XRP is about to blow up. Since we are in a lovely setting for XRP, I always want to play this small movie we have of him discussing XRP and where we are right now. After that, I want to show you the XRP chart on TradingView. The key resistance zone, which has been a huge pain in the ass for XRP and has been holding us back, is just 4 cents away from us. Let's listen to this for just a few minutes. After that, I would like to see my TradingView chart and retrieve XRP for you. Let's get started. The next candles were big and quite hostile. And if Elliott wave theory is correct, I anticipate that we will make at least this kind of aggressive move, if not more. Wave 1 is here, followed by Wave 2, correction in this area, and finally Wave 3. Ought to be the most aggressive wave, or at least according to Elliott wave theory, it shouldn't be the smallest wave. Based on this, you would anticipate that Wave 3 would be at least as long as Wave 1, if not longer. There would also undoubtedly be a Wave 4 consolidation before Wave 5 blows off. Imagine being able to predict whether a stock would be bullish or bearish the day before. In actuality, there is just one path. That's what I believe will happen to XRP. In my opinion, XRP is at the top of the market. I believe that ETH is in this region, in this push, and that XRP is about to go into its next leg, which will be much bigger than the last leg and likely make ETH's rise appear quite minor. However, once more, depending on when Bitcoin exits its range, I will now examine XRP and the 4-hourly. And I'm going to show you guys this. Remember what I mentioned about Bitcoin a minute ago? Let's get back to that. We have observed that shorts have begun to enter the market as XRPs have risen towards this level, which is about 240 and 250 cents. And I believe that XRP will begin to crush these shorts out very soon, perhaps today, tomorrow, or within the following few days. Additionally, XRP will begin to move more aggressively to the upside as we begin to push out these shorts, and you will notice that the liquidity is getting thicker. XRP is experiencing a short-term peak here as more investors attempt to short the move. I therefore assume that we will rapidly rise to a 340 level. After that, we'll have to observe if there is a response and if more people arrive in the shorter time frame mentioned. Let's imagine something like this happens, and then additional shorts enter this region. At that point, everyone thinks, okay, this is the top and we probably got that, and then boom up to the next short level. I would anticipate some movement, but don't quote me too soon. On the other hand, it occurs here, followed by perhaps some consolidation before we have another boom. Then, in an instant, we're up to 280 or whatever, and everyone is saying, oh shti, XRP is at an all-time high. If we repeatedly challenge this previous all-time high for a bounce, and then began to really shred it for that third wave I was referring to, that would be beautiful. I'll give you a very basic sketch of the length that this third wave could reach if I give you an example. Based on what transpired here, I believe that this third wave could take a much higher turn. Look, as you can see, the explosion became somewhat larger each time you advanced. Thus, there was a large explosion, consolidation, a small break, another enormous explosion, consolidation, and consolidation. After that, I believe that the next